quick. I ain't pay shit. And I had to come back and had to deal with that. She was understanding.
Right.
That's all you asked for. She dug in my ass up there, you know what I mean? When I was sitting there, I had to listen to it.
Right.
But I ain't go to jail that day, and I could have.
Right.
So.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, you're tuned into the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast with your brother, Old God and SamAnt. And episode 246. If you're enjoying the content, that particular segment, hit the 5-star rating. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you can get all future episodes. I want to talk about former NFL running back Larry Johnson. I was I'm scrolling. I don't know. Maybe I like on Twitter you can like subscribe to get people's alerts, but I got an alert every time that he drops a tweet. And he dropped this tweet, and I wanted to talk about this today because he put this picture up for people on YouTube. You can see Pharrel in there, what it appears to be a dress. I've never seen anything like that in my life, but he put, "You no longer need to tie up the strong man in order to plunder his house. He's too busy playing dress up to care." And he quotes the scripture Mark 3:27. SamAnt, you can see that picture of Pharrel right there. What are your thoughts on Larry Holmes? Pretty much
Larry Johnson.
Yeah, my bad. Larry Johnson putting up Pharrell on the Summer Jam screen proverbially.
That's some wild shit he got on, right? And I'm not condoning it. He did a spread for GQ magazine. We know he's out.
Eccentric.
That's a great word. Eccentric, to say the least. He had this this editorial on GQ, Pharrell on evolving masculinity and spiritual warfare, pushing the masculinity conversation forward with one of pop culture's most influential futurists. Great spread. You guys could check that out. I'm looking through it as I talk. The reason why I'm going to give criticism to Larry Johnson, and we've been rocking with Larry Johnson since the Penn State days, since the Kansas City days when he was throwing up the rock, one of the first athletes I've ever seen throw up the rock sign, being a member of Rock Nation Sports, probably one of Jay-Z's first signees. And I'm hearing things that he stayed at Jay-Z's house and stuff when I put up the thing with him and Meg Thee Stallion. I feel like now he's using a platform to try to gain attention a little bit. Don't get mad at me for that. Or you can get mad at me for that and come to the platform. You're more than welcome to. But I think he's just poking and picking at certain things to gain attention at the end of the day.
But what do you think about, though? That's well and cool. Pharrell, though. With any thoughts on him and what he wore and what he's talking about in that issue?
I'm gonna read what he's talking about before I give opinion on what he's talking about. But when I look at that, it looks like a big ass raincoat.
Right.
I don't see a dress. It would be nothing I'd ever wear, ever. But it's Pharrell. I ain't never seen him in a dress. I've never, you know what I mean? I've never seen him openly not push powerful black masculinity, even though he may do it in his way.
Right.
So I'm not going to give him criticism on this. Now I'm going to read to what he's saying. And if he's saying anything that's hypocritical or to what I'm saying right now, then I'll have to call him out.
See, with Larry, man, it's like with Larry Johnson, when you look through a lot of his tweets and everything, he's on this Bible kick. And a lot of people, when you go on that Bible kick, you're going to a lot of people look in the comment section. They support that. Oh, this is Luciferian. Oh, this is of the devil. Jay-Z sold out. A lot of people are going to jump on that bandwagon, but you just don't have any proof of anything. Well, it's like he was talking about Meg Thee Stallion sacrifice. It was a blood sacrifice. We know about that.
Wow.
Yeah. We know about that whole, era that swept through YouTube, and that it was powerful at that point, the Illuminati. Now, there's probably some truth to some of that, I believe, but to go out on a limb and to put that type of information out there without having any, facts, I think is irresponsible. And I mean, you got to give it, everybody's using it. And when you talk about social media, Twitter and things like that, everybody's going to be using their platform to try to get attention. I'm not mad at them about that. Now, as far as Pharrell, Pharrell is who he is. I don't think that, people are going to love him or they're going to hate him. He's a great artist, and that's all I really care about. I don't care what he has on, what he dresses, what his sexual preference is, or anything like that. Again, I don't see him really trying to, push any agenda on the people like that. I think he just kind of stays to himself and does his thing. But, it's one of those things where people are going to have their preconceived notions and they're going to stick with it. So you can't really get in the middle of that.
I'll read a couple paragraphs in this GQ article. and we'll get our perspective. Pharrell's wardrobe inspired subtle shifts in the culture around him and reflected shifts going on inside him too. This deep connection between his evolving fashion sensibility and his evolving sense of self and the never-ending stream of miraculous pop music he created all the while has made him an icon to those of us here at GQ who believe style is about more than just clothes. Pharrell, now 46 years old, has a brain that seems to run algorithms that project and simulate the future. He talks easily about masculinity, working through thorny ideas about the patriarchy, about the politics of gender and sexual identity in 2019 and beyond, about his past missteps and his personal evolution. As you'll see, I don't have to bring it up. The Blurred Lines controversy from 2013, the one where the lyrics of the song he co-wrote and produced for Robin Thicke were deep. Y'all see the word right there. I am not saying that on YouTube because he does. He speaks with energy, rage, and humility. Occasionally, he slows down to choose his words carefully, but there is never a shadow of hesitation or fear. He thinks about this stuff constantly. He has a lot to say. Goes right along line of what we were saying.
Yeah.
He has his own style. He's going to do his own thing, but he's not going to, you're never going to see a certain agenda being pushed. He's going to be him. He's going to do his thing like a Prince, like a Mike, like a, just like those people at their time. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to hate on Pharrell right now. Larry Johnson, he's going through what he's going through. He's dealing with it, how he's dealing with it. People can perceive it how they want to perceive it. But we have the platform to disagree. I personally don't agree necessarily with these comments. Has he taken any rebuttals? Because I know that Meg Thee Stallion rebuttal to him. I don't know if he said anything back to her.
Not that I've seen. No.
So I mean, is he just talking?
And I reached out to him
engage in conversation
on Twitter for an interview. I don't know if he's seen it or not, but we always try to reach out to people if we do a video or something about him. Who definitely like to hear his perspective on all of this stuff. Because I mean, you can read what somebody says, but it's better to talk to them. But that's why I don't know if how much attention he's really looking for. Because if he really was, he would jump on. Maybe he's trying to reach the people that think like him and the people that follow him at this point.
Yeah, maybe I'm a little wrong in saying he's looking for attention. He's looking for a reaction.
Yeah,
he's definitely looking for a reaction.
Of course, definitely.
So
yeah. So I mean, with that being said, shout out to Pharrell and Larry Johnson, and we all not going to agree on what each other wear and different things like that, but we can definitely coexist. And I thought that was a good talking point for people. We definitely want to hear, especially from the people on YouTube, what you think about Pharrell and Larry Johnson at this point. I'm sure a lot of people, man, because there's a lot of Christians out there are going to be like all over Larry Johnson, because he did like put the Bible scripture behind it. How that goes.
That's all you got to do.
I mean, a lot of people believe that type of stuff, man. Even with the Meg Thee Stallion thing, like, because it's different instances in the Bible where they talk about sacrifices and that whole Luciferian thing. Like, people believe that stuff. Hook, line. I know you see it in your comment section with people believing that stuff. I'm
not bad at anybody for believing anything. I just have an issue with somebody not having open mind to maybe a different perspective on certain things.
Right.
When you so close-minded just because of a book or just because of a religion or something was put on you, you don't even know where your original origin came from. If you even care to look, it just kind of, I close the door on the conversation. That's
yeah. But that's that with that particular incident right there. Well, another incident that happened, was a young lady in Fort Worth, Texas, that was killed by a police officer. This police officer was arrested. SamAnt said that he seen Ice Cube had made a real profound comment about that we'll get to.
Yeah, man. As you were going through the 1-2 in the beginning of the podcast, I was going on Ice Cube's Twitter, and he said this and more, man. He had a mouthful to say. He said, now we need a conviction with no hugs from the judge. Now, we all know what he's talking about. A Texas police officer who shot and killed a woman in her home has been charged with murder. If you have not heard the story, we'll give you the backstory, but let me give you these tweets. First off, Ice Cube then said, we need murder charges and prison time for this animal. The police officer accused of shooting and killing Atiana Jefferson through a window in her home has resigned and may face charges. The Fort Worth, Texas interim police chief says. This was a couple days ago. Then he said, what the F is wrong with the Dallas Fort Worth police? What kind of training are they getting? Second unarmed black person killed in their own home. Oh, God, I don't know if you got the backstory up, but I do want to hear your thoughts on this. What do you think about what Ice Cube said?
Yeah, I think it's I believe it. It's inexcusable. We know. I haven't got too deep into it, like that. But we know that pretty much a cop shot a lady inside her house. The lady did nothing wrong, anything like that. But you know, we just seen this last thing that was in the media with the situation.